So this example will show you how to solve a quadratic equation when the equation itself is not set equal to 0. So the first step here is we have to set this equation equal to 0. And that means we have to move this negative 13x over to the other side. Well, to do that, we're going to add 13x to both sides like this. And when we get that, the new equation is going to be 3x squared. 7x plus 13x is 20x minus 24. And now that'll be equal to 0. So from here, we identify A, B, and C. A is equal to 3, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to a negative 24. Now we can plug all of this into our equation. And that's x equals the opposite of b. So that's the opposite of 20, which is a negative 20, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So it'll be 20 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 24. And we're going to divide all of that by 2 times a, again, which is 3. From here, we're going to clean up everything that's underneath this radical first. And so I get x is equal to negative 20 plus or minus the square root of 20 squared is 400 minus, and I'm going to clean up all of this stuff that I wrote in red right here, that I just circled in red. So it's 4 times 3 times negative 24, which is a negative 288. I'm going to divide all of that by 2 times 3, which is 6. And so then on the inside, still cleaning this up, I see that I have a negative and a negative pushed together, which makes this term in the middle become a positive. And so I'm going to add 400 plus 288 to both sides. And so x is equal to negative 20 plus or minus 400 plus 288 is 688. I'm going to divide that by 6. And now I want to clean up the square root of 688. And in a previous video, we looked at how to simplify square roots. And remember, we're looking for the biggest square that'll go into 688 that is a perfect square. So the biggest square in 688 that's a perfect square is 16. And I can rewrite 688 as its factors of the square root of 16 times the square root of 43. And that 16 times 43 will equal 688. So now I can do this. I know the square root of 16. So rewriting this, x is equal to negative 20 plus or minus the square root of 16 is just 4. So we get 4 square roots of 43 divided by 6. And from here, we need to break this up into 2 parts using the plus and the minus. So we're going to get negative 20 plus 4 square roots of 43 over 6. Or we're going to get negative 20 minus 4 square roots of 43 over 6. And we can break each one of these problems up into their parts. And it looks like this. Negative 20 over 6 plus 4 plus 4 square roots of 43 over 6. And down here it is negative 20 over 6 minus 4 square roots of 43 over 6. And the rest of it is reducing fractions. Negative 20 and 6 both have a 2 in common. So we're left with negative 10 over 3. 4 and 6 have a 2 in common, plus 2 square roots of 43 over 6. Or negative 10 over 3 minus 2 square roots of 43 over 6. So here is how PhotoMath got that answer. I want you to be able to make sure that you are at least able to set up the problem in this step right here. Setting up the problem can get you full credit.